How's it going, guys? Good, alright. I saw some of you guys nodding off. So I want everyone to stand up real quick. Everyone up. Alright, so you guys are the Hawks, right? Yeah. Alright, so I'm a football player, so we do a little bit in the huddle, you know, when we're wearing our tight pants, whatever. So we're going to do something here. We're going to go 3, 2, 1. I want to say go Hawks, go. Alright? 3, 2, 1. Right, take a seat, guys. Take a seat. I always want to do that. Alright, so I've been asked today to come up here and talk a little bit about my story and where I came from. So yeah. My story goes a little bit like this. I woke up like any other day with my brother. We sat down for breakfast, eating our Wheaties, watching some Power Rangers because they were awesome. Are they still awesome?
Oh yeah.
They're always still awesome. Power Rangers. We sat down having our breakfast and my mom and her boyfriend came out. They grabbed us, they got us changed, got our backpacks, went to school. About a block away from school, we gave her mom and her boyfriend a hug and a kiss, and we went inside, and this day was a little bit different. Normally what I'd do is I'd walk in and I'd put my bag down in the cubby and my class would start, but today wasn't like every other day. I walked in, and just as I was taking off my backpack, the teacher said, "Brandon, I need you to get down to the principal's office." At that age, 5 years old, I really didn't know what was going on. So I did what I was told, and when we went down there, I saw my brother. He was sitting there. We both didn't know what was going on, so I grabbed his hand. And the principal said, "We need to take you to Family Children's Services in Cambridge, over by South Division." So we did what we were told. We were told we were going to see our mother, so we walked in. Our mother was sitting there, hands over eyes, in tears. We ran up to her, gave her a big hug, and asked what was going on, and she tried to explain it, and at that time we didn't really know, but she said we were no longer going to be living with her, that we were going to be taken into foster care. I skipped over a portion of the story as to why, and I want you guys to fully understand what happened to make us go into foster care. This guy that my mom brought in her house, her boyfriend, he wasn't like a great figure. I mean, this man hurt my brother and I. The reason we were brought into foster care is my brother and I were emotionally, physically, and sexually abused. That's just the way it was. It happened every night for 2 years. Kids go to bed at the age of 5 and 6, afraid to have nightmares, but unfortunately the nightmares for us were when we woke up. For 2 years, this man took advantage of myself and my brother. To further the story a little bit further is that my brother's not like everyone in this room. He's not like us. My brother is both mentally and physically challenged. So take that into consideration when I tell you my story. This man not only raped and beat my brother and I, but he did this to a kid who could not defend himself either. This kid who already had challenges of his own, both mentally and physically, with cerebral palsy. Now the story doesn't end there, it goes a little bit further, and I take it into Family Children's Services and into foster care, because growing up as a foster care is not an easy lifestyle. There's many times where I woke up, went to school, came back from school, my stuff was packed, and I was moving on to the next foster home. This happened every other month, every year, for the first 5, 6 years I was in Family Children's Services care. Now think about this a little bit. Every time you're at school trying to write a test, trying to do a project, you're more worried about where you're going to be sleeping that night, whose house you're going to go to. Emotionally, this was tough. For kids in care, when we're moving around a lot, we feel like it's on us. You know, like, what's wrong with me? What did I do wrong? Why doesn't anyone love me? Why can't I be like everybody else? Unfortunately, this happens more times than not. And when it comes into the education system, I didn't do grade 3 or grade 6 testing because I was moving so much that it just didn't work out for me. I didn't do the grade 3, grade 6 testing, I didn't do any of the EQAOs, I didn't do any of that. Which kind of leads me to my next point. The expectations of kids in foster care are not the same expectations of everyone else. The expectations for kids in foster care is that we're not going to pass high school. that were probably going to end up incarcerated. They were probably going to be ended up on the streets. And that's reality for a lot of these kids, but that wasn't the reality for me. My expectations for myself were up here when everyone else's expectations for me were down here. So I moved forward. The thing I had to push me was my brother. Now I can tell you right now, my brother is my role model, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. Every day I get to wake up, I get to go to school, I get to play football, I get to put on the helmet, I get to get a great education. And some days, I got to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to go to practice, and I sulk about it. But I look at my brother and know the limitations that he has in his life, and the fact that he plays hockey, but he can never play hockey at the level that I can play hockey at. He can never do some of the things that I can do. He wants to drive a car so bad, but just because of some of the disabilities that he has, he's unable to. So I look over at him, but the thing is, one thing I love most about my brother is he knows he has limitations, but he'll never feel sorry for himself. My brother knows there's going to be obstacles in his way every single day, but the man wakes up with a smile and does what he does the best he can do it. Now I want you guys to leave with two things today. When I came into foster care, I moved around a lot. I ended up at a place who I love. They're my family now at the age of 11. My foster dad is an addictions counselor. He told me something that has driven me, has pushed me through school, through many of the obstacles I've had, and it goes like this. You have two choices in life. The first choice is you can either be the victim. You can be the victim, or you can do something about it. Now I could have been like, oh, woe is me, I've had a hard life. I can sit back and say, I'm gonna let the welfare system take care of me. I'm gonna go as far as they expect me to go, or nah, that's not me. I'm gonna do something about it. Unfortunately, not many kids see this in foster care. But today in this room, with this program, you guys have the opportunity to do something. And every single day you have the opportunity, because you guys make choices. You make choices, you have the choice to either be the victim or do something about it. When you guys get a test back and you do as well as you thought you did, or you thought you would have, what are you going to do? Are you going to be like, man, I got 45. That sucks. Who are you guys 45s? Anybody? 45 cents? Thank goodness. TV's not looking back at you guys. No. But you guys either make the choice and say, hey, you know what, that's not me. That's not the best I can do. The best I can do is going to be on my next one. I'm going to prepare myself to be the best that I can be. Why settle for anything less? And unfortunately, I was talking to my dad about this last night, and what came through my head is a lot of kids nowadays focus on the negative. If I were to ask you guys in this crowd today, what are you not good at? I bet you could list off 5 or 6 things. But if I were to ask you what your strengths are, I bet you could list off only 1 or 2. So when you guys are playing the victim, don't think about that. Think about what you can do, what the opportunities you have in front of you, and lead it and take it and use it. Because today you guys have a great opportunity in front of you. You've got a great school, you got great staff, you got great leaders. It's up to you guys to hold on to it. So 2 things. You can either be the victim, or you can do something about it. Thanks a lot, guys.